Uh, Capo. It's so easy for us to get lost, right? Lost in love. I'm a grown man, I can tell you the truth. Hey Peter, I almost fell myself. When it get cold, it get cold. Something like Canada. I guess you can feel me on that one, right? You know.
Maybe one or two people can answer each question so we can get through a couple of different questions.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So you ask one question, maybe one or two people answer, and then that'll move us through, different people can answer just different questions so we can get to maybe another 2-3 questions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Suggestion.
I know time is moving and we've got a lot of panelists. You're absolutely right. Maybe this is a good way to do that. So
and the sauce is brewing. The sauce is brewing.
Yo, quiet, man. Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set.
Man, just
more lemonada, please.
I had to re-up on mine still. But yeah, trust me. Yes, no, that's an excellent point, Danny. That's an excellent point. So maybe what we can do, we'll have Danny answer this next question, the same question, and then for someone else, for our next speaker, we'll move on to the next question. Unless you really feel like if anybody has some really interesting rewards or challenges that they want to bring up, please feel free to bring it up after Danny. So Danny, for you, what were some of the most challenging challenges and rewards that you've come along on your journey?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the coaching world, I was trying to be everything to everyone. I was doing life coaching, business coaching, career coaching, relationship coaching. I'm like, I was all over the place and I really wasn't focused and locked in. And so people were getting some results, but obviously if I got deeper with my expertise, then, I would get better results for people. And so I think that was one of the first challenges, was like really kind of locking in, because people were coming to me for different things. I still had corporations coming to me saying, hey, we need some leadership coaching and development. I had, friends who were trying to start businesses. I had relationship people asking me for advice. And because I had the coaching background, I was being pulled in all these different directions. And I was trying to please everybody. And I just had to make a decision. I said, you know what? Entrepreneurs and business owners are the ones that make the world go round. They're the real heroes. Let me start focusing on them with mindset and being able to get their message out to millions of people. So then I got really focused on that, and it was great because I'm also a speaker. So I was getting all these speaking gigs, international speaking gigs, making connections in Africa and South America and all these places. And then I kind of ran into this other issue because I was coaching a lot of people one-on-one. And so now I had my niche, but it's like it was very time consuming. Mm-hmm. So I had to kind of fire all my clients and say, I'm only going to be doing group coaching. And it was a big shift for me. Like, I had to learn to systematize things to free up my time, because that was one of the areas I was really lacking. It was like all this individual coaching, didn't have a system in place to kind of document things and payment flows. So I'm like doing all of these things manually. I'm like, I might as well be back in the corporate world working 80 hours a week, right? Yeah. So I got focused on what my niche was. I started systematizing things. I started bringing groups of people together because I realized they could benefit probably more from those conversations. And that kind of freed everything up to allow me to go out there and do a lot of the community work I'm doing. Some of you may know about Zero Gun Violence Movement. I don't know if you know what that organization, it's an organization in Toronto dedicated to ending gun violence. So I've been working with that organization for 7 years. So because of all the systematizing and getting focused, and it allowed me to do other things that I wanted to do, get on stages, get into the community, talk to young people. And so that's what I realized. Like, I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be a business owner. Mm-hmm. Entrepreneurs are in the weeds. They're doing everything. You got to kick a business owner can step back and say, I got systems, I got people, I got things in place. And when I'm ready to sell this, I can sell my business. So I want to be a business owner, not an entrepreneur. Right. So that was it for me.
Yeah, that's big. That's big for sure. And yeah, I mean, definitely that's a challenge that I think we might not see, like you're saying, like if I'm getting all of these things and I can't localize it, or if I can't kind of systematize it, like you're saying, I'm going to be running in 9 different directions when I should just be running in one and making everybody kind of follow me. So yeah, that definitely would be a challenge, and I'm glad to see that you overcame that. Like that's really awesome. You know what I'm saying? Did anybody else have any other interesting reward or challenge stories that they think might be able to help the group? Actually, one person I did want to hear from about this, I kind of wanted to hear a little bit from Kevin about this, because I know in your industry, I know again there can be challenges on what's able to happen, and perspectives and perceptions and things like that. And I know it's tough to be in that particular field because it's under such public scrutiny all the time. So maybe you could talk to us a little bit about some of the roles challenges for yourself.
For me, one of the first things when I was at City TV and I was at CP24, back when City TV and Super 24 were the same company,
Mm-hmm.
was I really wanted to set a good example. So, and one of the things that people will remember was that when I was up every day, people used to log in and come on just to see what shirt and tie combo I was going to be wearing, pink, green, blue. Like I wanted to set a good example. I wanted to be cool to get up on TV and present yourself well, look good, your clothes fit you, you're clean cut. Um, I'm saying that now, clean cut. But
We don't have
um,
to end.
but that was just one of the things. And I remember, the bosses coming to me and people coming to me and whispering in my ear, "Hey, Kev, why don't you, dress hip and, and put on jogging pants and to wear track suits and I was like, well, nah, like I'm kind of looking, I already have this job. I'm looking for the next job. And that was the one of the things that I always do. And that sticks with me to this day. I market myself everywhere I go. I try to make sure I'm memorable. I carry myself in a positive way. I'm respectful. And so that I always feel like, if I photocopy myself and I hand it out to people in the room, am I going to be confident with what I hand out? That's one of the lessons that I learned from that. Um, One of the other lessons I learned was honestly before I got into broadcasting on my way there was when I was at a particular company and I've told the story when I had the TED talk on anti-oppression and racism with the TDSB, and this is my microwave story that resonated really well with a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of people will understand where I'm coming from. I started a particular company, a big company, and when I got to this company, they had a no West Indian food policy in their food court area, their cafeteria, meaning no West Indian food could be eaten in there or specifically warmed up in the microwave. So I come there, all I eat is West Indian food, eat famous. So I said, okay, fine. What do I do? I'm only a part timer there. So what do I do? Went to Walmart or Consumers Distributing, I can't remember where, and I went and got myself my own microwave. And I put a label on this
Wow.
microwave as a West Indian only microwave. So
No
you know what
chicken fingers in
happened.
here.
You know
No
what
nuggets in
happened.
here.
So one of their they had two microwaves. I had one. One of their microwaves go down. They have one microwave. I have one. All of a sudden, one day I come in and there's a lineup for my microwave, and I'm like, "What's going on here?" You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Don't you guys see the sign? It's a West Indian food only microwave." And the response to from everybody was, "Oh, Kevin, why are you being like that?" And I was like, that's the way you guys were when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
Mm-hmm.
one of the things, just being confident enough and being creative in ways on how to deal with adverse situations. I could have been loud and boisterous and curse people. That's what they want so that they can label you and say, you see, but I got
Mm-hmm.
strategic and they made them fall on their own sword to the point where, again, I ended up becoming the face and the voice of said company going forward. So it just
Wow.
goes to show you that lesson that I learned had nothing to do with broadcasting, but it was one of the places that I started on my way up. But it's a story that I tell when I have a coming of age or having to deal with resilience in a workplace. That's one of the stories that I tell that resonate with a lot of people. Just being confident with yourself, and at the same time, I was proud of my culture. And for you to say that
Yes.
my
Should
food
be.
wasn't good enough for your microwave is saying that my culture's not good enough, and that wasn't going to fly with me.
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
Until this
It goes.
day,
It
this
goes.
company is still using that same microwave that Kevin described.
You know what I mean?
And it still has the food only sticker on it.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, trust me. I mean, again, to have the confidence to be able to keep pushing through And that's I think a lesson everybody can take from that. You know what I'm saying? Just to be don't be ashamed of yourself or whatever it is, because it's beautiful and it's what makes us all strong. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's move on to maybe the next question. And I think what I'll do maybe is I'll get Mahuli to take this question to start. So, I mean, we kind of have identified some of the things that were helping us to be successful. So, I mean, within what you've noticed and what you've seen within your field, do you find that there are any transferable kind of universal skills that you've been able to notice? And how can we that like how can we share that information? Are there any universal skills that you think you've identified that can help us be excellent?
You know, one of the things that I think is a very stabilizing thing for me is just being consistent and being
Mm,
true, right? I think people really lose or try to come up with a whole bunch of be kind to people, uh, always be kind to people, and always be kind to people. You never know who's in the room. You never know who knows somebody else. And the reality is, kindness will take you a long way. My grandmother used to tell me that. If you
mhm.
can't read, if you don't have a lot of money, if you're kind to people, it will always take you. And so that's been one of my staples in life. Like, always be kind to someone. You cannot like me. You may not agree with my politics. You may not. Um, I may not even be the person who you like, right? I'm not interested in that, but you'll say he's kind and he's consistent, and that's the number one rule. And be true to yourself. I have this saying called "Stand in the truth of who you are." It came to me in prayer one day when I was about to do a new initiative at Carleton University. I was doing some diversity, and anytime I'm doing something new, I will say, "Stand in the truth of who you are," because everything like you will know who you are, and everything unlike you will also know who you are, because it all has a language, right? And so
Right.
that would be my staples. Like, just be kind to people. There's a lot of people who have a lot of money, but they're not kind.
Hmm.
Who I've met, who a lot of people in the world would like to meet, and I'll never mess with them ever again because they're not kind.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Here,
man. That's it. Simple lessons. Like, I mean, that's it. Some of these things don't have to be very complicated. It can just be very simple, very basic. And I'm sure like that is a skill
yeah,
that we can all use, and that is a
excellent.
skill that we need to use. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? You're saying it will take us far, definitely. Let me throw this same question to Shamar. Like I feel like for your perspective, you have, I think we were talking about this just earlier on today, that you have a very front facing position where you kind of actually deal with people directly and stuff like that as well. So I mean, um, coming from that environment and just from your general area of expertise, are there any things that you can find that could be universally used by everybody in here that could help us be better?
Yeah, I guess just on the sense, just dealing with people, homeowners, especially like a lot of patience, right? People are
Patience.
patient.
That's
Like,
it.
people are very picky. They always want things, obviously, their way to their liking, and things can change like that at any moment, right? So I find dealing with homeowners is a lot of patience, whereas obviously commercial jobs, big contracts, you get the blueprint sent over, go over it, look over the job, send the price back, boom, they like it, perfect, done. It is what it is. Anything changes, it's an extra, this and that. Homeowners, it's a whole different story. They want
Right.
10 pot lights, you go there, okay, they want two more pot lights, but they want the two pot lights for free, or they want a bargain the price, and it's back and forth, right? You got, and obviously you want to do a good job, you want to make the customer happy, and you want them to obviously go on and tell other people the good job you did too, right? So I think just having the patience and taking the time to just really a daughter just walked in.
Oh, hey, there she
Hey,
is.
hey, hey,
What's up,
hey.
girl? What's up, baby girl? How are you?
So, your other teeth fell out? Oh, her other teeth fell out.
Oh,
Oh,
congrats.
good job.
Congrats.
Yay. Congrats.
Okay. Okay, baby. Daddy will come to give you a hug after, all right? You're all right.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. I love to see it. I love to see the
And
product.
the kids definitely help with the patience, because you gotta have a lot of patience. They definitely help with that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. For sure. For sure. Yeah, that definitely is a thing I think all of us need to have to be able to just see our goals through. because the patience, I feel for me on my end, patience is super important because we're creating something here that no one has ever seen before, and there's not always immediate gratification for it all the time. So to have the patience to see these things pay off, I can definitely have that benefit me in my life, to be more mindful of how I can be patient. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That will
exactly.
definitely benefit.
Sometimes we just have to slow down and take it one step at a time. Sometimes we got so many tasks going on, so many things, and we're trying to complete all these goals at one time. And if you just take that time and focus to get one thing done at a time, and you get a lot more progressive work done. Right?
For sure, for sure.
I just want to add to that, actually add to that, like,
Yeah.
there's I don't know, I'm sure that you guys have, some of you guys, if not all of you guys, have heard this concept. It's the whole concept of putting 10,000 hours. If you look at it in that concept of 10,000 hours into what it is that you're focusing into, and then you got to think how many hours per day, if we even putting hours per day towards that goal that you're trying to reach, right? So if you're saying, okay, over a week, how many hours are you putting towards that? So then you go over it, okay, during the whole month, how many hours did I put into? So then it's like, you have to really think, okay, what you now set those sets, you can now set goals and be like, okay, how long is it going to take for me to actually put 10,000 hours? And the more hours that you put in is the closer you get to that 10,000 mark, the closer you get to those goals. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And to be a master at that thing of whatever it is.
And that takes discipline, and that takes focus, and that takes effort, and that takes persistence, and that takes
time management.
That's it, and you just got to keep going, and that's it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I would agree. I think the things in life that truly, truly matter, and this is one of the messages that I give to kids when I'm in schools or when I'm in front of people, the things in life that truly matter, love, job fulfillment, those kind of things, success, they take time. There's no app for that. Uber can't help you. DoorDash can't help you. You just got to put in the work sometimes. Like I'm working on this donut.
That's it. That's it. That's what it is. You know what I mean? All right. Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. Actually, so the next question, if we move it down the question list, I actually kind of want to also, I think this would be a good one for Troy maybe to give us his perspective on. So the next question that we have that I want to speak to is it's kind of about community. And I think this is a good one because again, you mentioned part of the passion and part of the drive behind what you do is trying to uplift the community and support the community and all these people within it. Because again, for your particular field, it can be tough. Starving actors, starving artists is not a fake thing. You know what I'm saying? They say that because it's a real thing. People struggle with that field. So my question for you is,
Shine.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, sorry. I was gonna say, I know what the question is, and you're asking Troy. I expect a great answer because the other day, Corwin sent me, he forwarded me something on IG, something positive, and it was a post about if you could tell younger brothers, give them some information, what would you say? And there was a lot of good answers. There was a lot of foolish answers. But the longest, most impactful answer that I read happened to be Troy's, because you see people's comments, and he gave so much wisdom, so much game, so much love, and you figure anyone that he's already close to would know this stuff, because I'm sure he would give it to them if they didn't know it. So this was for people he doesn't know. And I was like, that's what we need to see more of, willingly taking time. We pass off so much foolishness. Everybody wants to have the funniest tear down comment on an IG post. But when I saw this from Troy, I was like, wow, it's a rare thing to give so much selflessly. So again, coming up, Troy, I expect an incredible answer, no pressure. But I wanted to, I don't know if I healed you up on the comment, but I'm healing you up for that now. That was big. And we see that and we appreciate that.
That's awesome. Yes. Well, Troy, the question is for you. It's just how do you think, especially for your field, and again, could be for everything as well. How do you think that we can really collectively or individually promote strength within our own community through the fields that we how do you think that you can kind of promote the strength within our community?
Whew. Well, I'm joking.
Man, under the
No.
pressure, under the sauce.
Under pressure, boy. Okay, so we need each other.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's not as simple as that, but like I thrive for collaboration, you know, and mentorship and giving back. You know, there's so many things that I was missing when I was a younger adult, right? And it's funny because like now, you know what I mean, and Sean and you know, like Sleepy and all them, Davian, you know what I mean, Davian and all those guys, whatever. Like I play ball with them now, but they didn't realize how much I was actually looking up to them when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But what the opportunity that was not the connect was, hey, I'm looking up to you. I don't know why. Can you help me? You know what I'm saying? Versus me just looking up to the guys in the fly clothes and the cars and the, you know what I'm saying? But like, but now it's like, I still look up to them in different ways, but now they support me. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, I want to be able to create that space for young men who look up to me, young women who look up to me, but they don't know how to connect. They don't know why. You know what I mean? So I want to fulfill that why. And I feel like a lot of our community is missing that why, missing that purpose, because we're not taking the time to look around, to connect, you know what I mean, side by side. A lot of us are looking to connect up. You know what I mean? Like here I am trying to connect to Tyler Perry. Meanwhile, there's 100 Tyler Perrys beside me. You know what I'm saying? And in order for us to reach that next level, it's like, yo, we should band together so that we can get there and continue to bring up the next person. You know what I'm saying? So, and I believe, was I Lena Waithe or Issa that said that as well too? Like, you know, we need to just not keep reaching up for people and like bring up the people that are with us, around us. And of course, like those people need to be have passion, have drive, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of times as well too, you are the 5 people who you're around the most, right? So, you know, and it's a hard thing to sit back and say, you know what, these people aren't adding value to my life, because they're your friends, they're your family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're your cousins, your auntie, you know what I mean? So come down to your parents sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? But like people don't understand that, like, yo, your vision is your vision, your gift is your gift, and it's your responsibility that has been given it to you. Because a lot of times people will try to shade the light on it, or not let the water grow in it, or say it's too big for you. And those are people that say they love you. You know what I mean? So community for me is like, yo, I want to be able to help people plant their seeds, help people water them, help people give light to them. And if I can't help them do that, then somebody else has to, you know what I'm saying? But even having conversations like these, like, you know, like just going back to like, once again, when I was a young adult, not sure where I wanted to be or whatever. And there's no age on that, you know what I mean? Because like, shoot, I'm 40 and I'm figuring this stuff out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just figuring out this stuff now, like, yo, I can actually do this shit, like for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can actually like create and you know, because when we're younger as well too, we're taught like, yo, you have to take care of your family, you have to go drive truck, and you know what I mean? You have to get a job and construction. And there wasn't any room because our parents also came here on what they had. You know what I mean? Right. They came around what they had, and that was like super huge for them to do. Like, you know, I'm just saying, the other day, I'm like, yo, my mom left her country, Jamaica, to come to Canada, not knowing anybody, and like, you know what I mean, she's literally killing herself. And like, you know, we all grew up in Pickering, and it's so funny, like some of us grew up in Pickering, people will still judge us. I'm like, yo, do you understand where my mom came from? My mom worked like 4 jobs. No disrespect to your mom and where she lived, but my mom worked to have me out here so I wouldn't have to be doing certain things in my life. You know what I mean? So which made me want to work even harder. So community is communication. It's good communication, and it's hard communication. It's tough love. You know what I'm saying? It's tough love for me to tell people like, yo, honestly, yo, your brethren them are wasting. No disrespect to them, but they're on their own journey. You have to be on yours. You know what I mean? You have to be on your ish. That 10,000 hours I often was speaking about, that's a serious thing. Like if you look at like Beyonce, Michael Jackson, like, yo, bro, their vision, they're on. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they dibble and dabble in these kind of dream worlds and stuff like that. Like, yo, I'm on the call right now, but I'm like, yo, I see a workshop in LA that I need to go to in a few weeks to train as an actor, because I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. I want to surround myself around greatness. I want to be able to say like, yo, I tried. You know what I mean? And I can't just do that here. You know what I'm saying? If Ryan didn't go to different restaurants or meet different people on road or connect in the community, he would just be eating food. But like he has a super platform because like, yo, it's eating famous. Like it's here. You know what I mean? So like, and a lot of these guys on this call, same thing. Like, yo, you have to like, whatever, it sounds cliche, but you have to break out of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? But and society's really just taught you, and like you guys know from high school, like what are we gonna be? Police officers and teachers? Like, sorry, I didn't have that vision. That wasn't for me. And that's why I wasn't connecting in school a lot either, because I'm like, yo, y'all are trying to plant something in me that like I just don't connect with. Like I don't want to be any of those things. And even my parents, I'm like, I don't want to be a truck driver. I don't want to be like those things. Like I don't know what I want to be, but something's not right. And then when I started finding the arts, getting connected, that's when I started finding things right. And then that's when I'm just like, yo, I need to build this community. And not everybody has to be an actor or in front of the camera. That's also important as well too. You can be in the entertainment industry behind the scenes. My acting coach told me, he's like, yo, I'm so mad that a lot of these Black actors, they don't have production companies. Like, why? It doesn't make sense to me. You know, you guys want to change your thing? Build production companies so that other people can, there's more opportunities that way. You know what I mean? I can hire people now because I have my own production company. So anyways, I'm gonna cut my point off there. But community, like it's so much to me. And like, you know, my community means so much to me. And I just want to like continue to build and hopefully continue to build with you guys as well too after this. So
yeah. Can I just piggyback on something? And I apologize. It's the speaker in me that comes out as well. Yeah, you know, Troy spoke about your vision is your vision, but the reality is a vision is only loyal to someone who can be trusted. Like when you're trusted with a vision as well, and I'm sure everybody who's on the line, they're a leader, it can only materialize when you can be trusted with that vision. Like for me, being in the room with Oprah Winfrey wasn't a big deal in her trailer. Like as much as everybody goes crazy about it, you understand what I mean? Like Oprah, you're meeting Mahuli Chai. Like sure, she has money. And I want you to get the context that I'm not saying that in my ego or in that I think I'm bigger, but like that was already embedded in me. Like if you spoke to me 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was saying, hey, I'm gonna meet this woman. So when it happened, it wasn't surreal to me. It was like, I'm supposed to be here in this room. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah, I get it. And for me, yeah.
So the reality is the vision is only loyal to someone who could be trusted. God really recognizes and knows that he can trust me. So it wasn't about putting the picture with Oprah Winfrey up when I met her. It didn't come out until 3 years after. Right? When everybody was like, and how it came out for me was I was watching the Golden Globes and God said to me in my private time, Mahuli, you can't hide anymore. Because where I'm about to take you, you have to be comfortable with where I'm going to take you. You understand what I'm saying? And he posts the picture. It was somebody from her camp saying, yo, you didn't post that picture of Oprah Winfrey. I said, because it was a private moment. It wasn't for everybody to see. It wasn't for everybody to know that I was there. You have to know how to keep your mouth shut as a leader because God is blessing you with 60% and there's another 40% that has to happen. So you got to know how to be in the place of cultivating your vision. You know, Troy spoke about separating yourself from other people to ensure that what you were born for and what you're designed for, that you make that manifest into the earth.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. That's it right there. You know what I'm saying? And I think another thing that Troy said that was important, or what I was taking from it as well, in being able to support and strengthen the community, is to be accessible. You know what I'm saying? Like Troy making himself available to all of these upcoming people and the people that, like he said, are beside him, lateral to him, not necessarily only above him, but people lateral to him and even people below, whatever that means, just people maybe not as far along as him. Being accessible, I feel, is a super important way to strengthen that community because all of us are fountains of knowledge for our respective fields. And we need to be able to give each other and other people access to that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is super important. Making yourself available to talk to someone who wants help.
Scotch in the bitch, you can call me that Dos Shacky nigga. Philippa teeth on the wrist, long arms, and this water I'm a whale. Move a bird like Purdue, fishing the third grade.